Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Curator's Corner here at the National Civil War Naval Museum. I'm Jeff Seymour, curator and historian here at the museum. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been to the museum in a while, we've got a couple of new items about the grounds and inside that may be of interest to you. One of these pieces is I'm standing right here next to. This is a 12-pound Napoleon field piece, which means that it fires a 12-pound cannonball. Now that's a lot of lead coming at you. But the thing is, this is an Army cannon. This isn't a Navy cannon. So the question you should ask is, why are we bringing an Army cannon into a naval museum? Well, that's a great question. Because much of the story that we tell is about Columbus. What this represents, even though it's not made here in Columbus, is what is being produced here in Columbus. So even though this is not a Columbus gun, I needed something representative of what is being produced here. And this is one of the problems of working in the history field. We've got to find out what artifacts are available. The tube was produced in 1863 at the Hooper Foundry, and the Hooper Foundry it has its own unique history. It was actually founded by Paul Revere. During the Civil War, it produced a number of cannons, about 250, 260, somewhere in there, and this is one of those tubes. In 1864, it was assigned to the 13th New York Independent Artillery Battery. Now, here is where part of the connections start to come in as to why this tube became a target for us. And that is the 13th Independent New York Artillery Battery was in the Atlanta campaign. So this gun does have a Georgia connection. So it saw action from Resaca through Atlanta before the 13th was reassigned to Tennessee after the Atlanta campaign. But this tube is representative of what kind of things were available, what kind of things were being produced here in Columbus. Now, researching how many of these cannons still survive from the war, there are a number. But there are only about 36 tubes, cannons that were produced here during the Civil War. And 21 of those are on the battlefield at Gettysburg. So getting one of these tubes actually produced here in Columbus is very difficult. So I had to start looking for options. But come by and get a chance to come to see this great new Army piece right here in the National Civil War Naval Museum. And remember, Columbus was such an important industrial site, it had to be protected by the Navy. So this is one of those big reasons why. So come discover our local story in the middle of that national story right here at the National Civil War Naval Museum.